The Tokushu Heiki event has added some of the weirdest vehicles we've had in the game for a while. Today, I'm going to check them out. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Let me know what you think about these vehicles and if you're going to grind them or just ignore them. The first vehicle is the LOSAT. You get 12 162mm ATGMs. The modifications seem pretty standard. You do get a laser rangefinder, which is always weird for vehicles that have got guided munitions. The commander's able to control the gun, which is always nice, and thermals for the gunner. It's going to be a 10.3 battle rating, and you get a 12.7mm machine gun as well. Camouflage-wise, you get the basic, regular American camouflages, although there's these newer ones that are definitely very, very nice. The travel speed on the missiles is very, very good. It's almost like the Ush and the Swedish tech tree. So there is a limit on the gun traverse. You can't shoot behind you. You do have neutral steering, so it's probably not really a problem. So the next question is, can you control multiple missiles at once? It looks like you lose control of the initial launch. The mobility of the vehicle seems pretty decent. It seems very similar to the XM8. So unfortunately, you can't shoot on the move. It does have a battle speed, but we're limited to 3 kilometers an hour. What's really interesting is that the missiles are so fast that you can probably do some sort of top-down attack with them. Hang on a minute. Maybe on the T-64 back there. Yeah, there you go. It might have some interesting utility for enemies who are behind cover. If you're on some sort of slight incline and the enemy's at close range, the missile will just go into orbit, and then if you're behind cover like this, you might hit the cover, especially at close range. The second kind of whack vehicle, and I think the one that I'm personally most interested in, is the Ki-48. You get this Ki-148 IGO 1B, which is this guided missile. It's MCLOS, which is if you've used the G91 with AS-20s or an FJ4B with bullpups, or any of the planes with bullpups, or if you've got the SK-16 Swedish tree with those guided missiles, it's the same keyboard controls. So if you're used to them, you're going to be used to this. You do get some bombs as well, but the point of the vehicle is basically the missile, so they're not very interesting. You get defensive weaponry. By the looks of things, it's pretty standard for this sort of Japanese aircraft. 7.92s, which are just going to be kind of pathetic, even at 2.3. So defensively, it's not going to be so good. The major problem with this plane is that it is an early war Japanese bomber, and these aircraft are generally very, very poor when it comes to their flight performance. So I'm going to jump to 2,500 meters here. So when you launch the missile, what I'm really surprised by is the fact that it's actually quite slow to spool up. So I think after testing a bit, it's important to launch the missile while making sure the aircraft is level. You can really see it like deflecting as I like guide it in there. This is a very strange perspective. Usually the missile is way in the distance by the time you launch it. Way, there you go. That definitely was my first attempt, don't worry. So at high speed, you turn all right. It's just the roll rate of this plane is just horrific. Flying alongside it, honestly, it's a pretty awesome experience. There's a lot less judging of the height of it if you're low to the ground like this. You can stop. you can just stall the missile out. What the hell? It's like going backwards. So unfortunately, the plane doesn't really have any like zoom in features like some of the Japanese low tier naval aircraft have telescopes, and that might have been helpful to zoom in on faraway targets. But yeah, this is definitely a gimmick. Unfortunately, I don't think this is going to be a meta defining vehicle just because of the speed of the missile. So I think this is really what most people are thinking of, like that you've got an anti-aircraft on the ground there, you're trying to take them out without being able to be hit, so you cut throttle, line yourself up on it, zoom in, launch your rocket, and then you just guide it in. Okay, that wasn't the most accurate in the world, but that was the demonstration of what I'm getting at. I'm definitely finding compared to the bullpup, it keeps altitude a lot better. I'm having to push the nose down on the rocket. For that kind of strategy, what's going to be important is your rip speed and how long it takes you and how long you're going to be able to just like go down. And it looks like the airframe is able to handle very, very decent speeds. Getting a reduced speed warning at 580. We're still not ripping at 640. I mean, I think I'm very happy with that. You're able to like get up to like almost 650 kilometers an hour with no problem. So this is the F100F that's coming to the Chinese tech tree with the new event. Looks like you get 2 AGM-12 bullpups. Looks like you get a variety of ordnance. Looks very, very similar to the F100 that we've got in the tree, except this one looks like it gets extra additional drops. Air to air wise, they said they deliberately didn't give it the better missile to keep its lower battle rating so that it can be a close air support vehicle, which I think is just more of an argument to have separate battle ratings for air and ground battles. Gun wise, you get less than half the ammunition that you do on the tech tree variant of the planes, so it's definitely not as suited to long air battles. And you do get your 4 AIM-9Es, which, you know, at 9.3, they aren't terrible, but they're not exactly an R73, you know what I'm saying? The acceleration seems reasonable. You've got the leading edge slat, so that's nice to see. That'll help with your flying around and shooting down enemies, keep you nice and nimble. Otherwise, it generally just seems like an F100. There's nothing really crazy going on here. I think it's basically for people who haven't ground the tech tree and they need a bit of CAS, and ballparks will absolutely smash that for you. It's not one of the most exciting event vehicles ever, but it's very, very utilitarian. And if you're the person who this vehicle is basically aimed at, I think you're very much going to enjoy it. Asterisk, depending on how horrific it is to grind. I'll let the naval part of the community cover the boat because I don't really play that part of the game anymore. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.